good evening and welcome to A Psalm and a Song. It is good to be with you on this Wednesday evening. This evening is different in the calendar than most because this evening is the first night of Vacation Bible School. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But that may be why I look this way, I'm not sure. Selected readings from Psalm 139. Lord, you have examined me, you know me. You know when I sit down and when I stand up. Even from far away, you comprehend my plans. You study my traveling and resting. You are thoroughly familiar with all my ways. There isn't a word on my tongue, Lord, that you don't already know completely. You surround me front and back. You put your hand on me. That kind of knowledge is too much for me. It's so high above me that I can't fathom it. Where could I go to get away from your spirit? Where could I go to escape your presence? If I went up to heaven, you would be there. If I went down to the grave, would you be there too? If I could fly on the wings of dawn, stopping only to rest the far side of the ocean, even there your hand would guide me. Even there your strong hand would hold me tight. If I said the darkness will definitely hide me, the light will become night around me. Even then, the darkness isn't too dark for you. Nighttime would shine bright as day because darkness is the same as light to you. Examine me, God. Look at my heart. Put me to the test. Know my anxious thoughts. Look to see if there's any idolatrous way in me. Then lead me on the eternal path. The psalm for this week. Vacation Bible School. I have memories of going to numerous vacation Bible schools as a child. And now that I am not a child anymore, I am all too aware that my parents did this to get me out of the house. The all-day vacation Bible schools were probably the best because they could ship me off for a whole day. But at least half-day VBSs were good too. They would out you go. And I didn't just go to the one at our church. I went to the one at the neighbor's church, and I'm sure went to others as well. Because God forbid I sit at home and be a bored child. So out they would go. And I'm sure that I learned lots of things and did lots of crafts and sang lots of songs. Things that you do at vacation Bible schools, whether they last for a couple hours or all day. There's always stuff to be done. And I think probably more than anything, I learned about a church that would love me and take care of me and look after me and treat me like I was their kid. Because if I was talking or goofing off or something, well, it sounded just like my parents talking to me, telling me to sit down, move over there, do this, do that. All those good things. I don't know how much I learned about Jesus other than Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. I don't know how much theology I got out of those early vacation Bible schools. And you know, the truth is, for a lot of people, that's when theological training, if you will, stopped. You know, it just kind of, they went as far as VBSs and learned some songs with some choreography and picked up some odds and ends about God's love along the way. Maybe read a little bit here and there, but by and large, you know, it's not a whole lot different than when they were these wee little kids that are showing up for vacation Bible school now. And I don't want to come off sounding like I'm knocking people for not being more learned when it comes to theology. There are a few things in this world, except maybe a philosophy, that will put you to sleep quicker if you're reading a book. If you have insomnia, I have many books of theology that I could recommend that will do the trick. Seminary was great fun. But even joking aside, I think that we have a lot more serious questions for God than we did when we were small children. attending Vacation Bible School and moving from singing a song to doing a craft to eating a snack. And I think we do ourselves a disservice if we don't find ways to plug in to more learning. And this is important, not learning what somebody else wants you to know, not just paying attention to one teacher, not just finding one lesson plan or one thing, but understanding that this faith is 2,000 years old and that there are many ways to understand it and that there are many ways to interpret it. Both the words of Jesus, the words of Paul, the words of the psalmist, the words that are printed in Bibles that sometimes differ from words printed in other Bibles. And so I think that we do ourselves a disservice by not making that more of a priority, to know for ourselves what it is that we believe and why. Because I love these songs that we teach the kids and the choreography that goes with it and all of that stuff. And it all has a place, and I think a very important place. Last year's hit song was Zacchaeus was a wee little man was he. And these kids still remember that song. So if they know nothing else about Zacchaeus, it's that he was a wee little man and a wee little man was he. But our faith is way bigger than that and way more complex than that. And the questions that we have to ask ourselves are way bigger than that and way more complex than that. So, break some things loose. Find some new places to answer questions. Ask hard questions. Seek out difficult answers. Know that the easy answers are never the right answers. All of that good stuff. And then once you've done that, we'll gather back here for a craft and a song. How about that? This is a song that we're going to learn tomorrow night. And we're going to learn some motions with it, but I can't play guitar and do the motions. So you'll have to do the motions at home. Okay, ready? This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, 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 let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, 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 let it shine. Peace to you. I'll see you next week. And if you're coming down to help with VBS, great. We need all the help we can get. See you next week. Bye, everybody.